Hello beautiful beings, my name is Nick and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the third eye, or commonly called in Sanskrit, the Ajna Chakra. Very, very interesting. Probably one of the chakras the most talked about in general, even for people that don't that don't really dwell into any type of knowledge when it comes to spirituality and stuff like that and Eastern traditions. So anyways, let's start, my friends. Okay, so the third eye, which is why I took this very dark blue. It was either I took a dark blue or some like very deep purple. Those are the colors that are mostly associated with it. Anyways, so what is exactly the third eye? It is the energy center located right in the middle of your brain, because we have 7 chakras, right? Energy centers, which is the energy centers of your spirit, so to speak. And basically it's the 6th chakra, is the one right before the crown chakra, which is connected to the grander universe. And basically your third eye is your eye of intuition. It has been called a lot as the seat of the soul by many in Eastern traditions and many different philosophers throughout history. So yeah, it's the eye of intuition. That's why you see sometimes in India people, putting like a little red dot, right in the middle of the forehead and stuff like that. That's exactly what it represents. But it's basically in the middle of your forehead, and basically it's connected to intuition, wisdom, visions, prophecies, and also inner guidance. Also, the third eye, the energy center, will be associated with physical organ, right? Or physical area anyways in your body, because like I always repeat, your body, your soul, or spirit are always connected. So basically the physical aspect of the third eye is the pineal gland, which is right in the middle of your brain. The third eye is also known as, kind of like a veil piercer. It's kind of like a BS filter, because it's your own inner guidance system. And it's just really connected with intuition. And most people have it blocked, unless some people that take care of themselves a lot or live in like remote areas far away from like big cities with a lot less toxins around their environment and everything. The reason why I'm saying this is because most people's third eye are closed because they in our society and everything there's something called fluoride. And fluoride has been shown through different studies and everything that it's actually collected and actually calcified that pineal gland of yours. For some reason that pineal gland gets super attracted, whatever, and then the fluoride kind of like calcifies it, and that's in your daily toothpaste. If you take traditional toothpastes, you have it also in a lot of cities in North America. I'm not going to dwell too much into the toxicity of it, but there's plenty of information. I talk about this. Anyways, this is not medical information, by the way. This is only for entertainment purposes only. And you are always the one who decides what's true or not. So regarding the third eye, you can still have an open third eye even though your pineal gland is calcified, but you're still gonna have to do some work. Like like let's say, okay, so you have children, right? The first 7 years of their life, they say that their pineal gland is like fully open, and as they grow up, their pineal gland kind of like their third eye kind of like closes and closes, right? So even though they would still have technically fluoride, I guess, in their diet, their third eye is still technically open. They still have all this spark of creativity and everything. So it's not true, 100% that, that if you use normal toothpaste that, you can have an open third eye, you can still have it, but it's going to be harder to, basically if you decalcify your pineal gland, you're going to at least increase your intuition. You're going to at least increase it. You're going to amplify your normal abilities that are actually restrained slightly because of calcification and toxins, you know, in our outside environment, in society in general, especially North America. And to make your own research. So anyways, I got these two very, very important videos on the third eye that would highly recommend you go and watch it if you have absolutely no idea what this is. If you're curious, or you know, you just like to know a bit more about the third eye, the pineal gland, stuff like that. So I got the video on what is the pineal gland, and then I got a second video also on how to decalcify your pineal gland, basically detox it and then get your intuition back. So anyways, I'm going to put the links in the description below. So the third eye, right? We got our two eyes. And then the reason why it's called the third eye is because in the middle of our brain, and they do have some cells that would be found naturally in the retina of our eyes, have been found around this area on the pineal gland. And it's just weird, right? Because it's supposed to catch light, to be a receptor for light, but it's deep down in the middle of your brain. Isn't that weird, right? I was just talking about some of the light receptors that were found, you know, near the pineal gland or in the pineal gland. So it begs the question, what type of light does it actually pick up? My personal theory is that it actually picks up some lights from outside of this world, which science can't currently fully explain. Pick up light from either other dimensions, parallel realities, other lights outside of this, you know, outside of the normal light spectrum that we can't normally see, and also light from other realms which may be connected to dreams. Because the third eye, the energy center, is connected mostly to the pineal gland, which is the actual physical organ. And the pineal gland is connected to dreams. Why, you may ask? Because the pineal gland creates melatonin, the thing that helps you go into sleep. And that pineal gland may create also things like DMT. If you want to know more about the pineal gland, I have this video right for you that I've made in the past on what is the pineal gland, right up here or in the description below. Energy goes everywhere, and there's a lot of different things that, if you think that what we see here in our 3D reality is what is all there is, well, you've been fooled. And there's much more. It's just because we're stuck in this 3D frequency, and a lot of people are actually getting fooled by society and by different programming throughout their childhood and everything, that you know, all of this 3D world is all there is. But when you decide to open your third eye, or you start to having some paranormal experiences, some weird experiences related with the third eye, sometimes it kind of opens up your mind, right? And you're like, that's weird. And then you kind of like make your own research and start to deepen that connection with the universe. That's my, I think that's my biggest take on it. The third eye is like a big connection with the divine, with the whole universe all around you. Because the way I see it is, your third eye is the eye of intuition, but is the one that sees through the lies, the illusion, the Maya, the world you live around, and or the simulation, or whatever you want to call it. And basically, this eye, it's almost as if like this eye does all the extra things that these two physical eyes can do. Right? So these two eyes are here to see the physical for body or ego to survive, right? It has its purpose. But there's this hidden eye in the middle of her brain, which is also called the seat of the soul, and or the pineal gland, or whatever you want to call it. But basically, the pineal gland is the physical organ. The third eye is the actual energy center, and your third eye will actually help you pierce through duality. These eyes are for duality, for this 3D world to navigate here, and this third eye is to do all the extra stuff, right? So to go beyond. A lot of people that have worked on their third eye and everything sometimes may get some visions. I got so many different stories I can talk to you about that. When I first started to decalcify my pineal gland and work on my third eye, when I started all of my spiritual journey about 6 years ago, I started to focus on it, right? And started to have all these weird experiences, and I was a believer right after. Once you experience it, you can't deny it. You know what I mean? So anyways, it makes you understand a lot of things, a lot of subtle things around the universe and the world around you. And funny thing, it was actually a friend of mine that's not at all into spirituality, but he's well aware about the pineal gland, and its connection with the etheric realm as well. That's what I didn't mention as well, right? It can help to go out of body. Out of body experiences are real. Well, many different people all around the globe are going out of their body, and having a decalcified pineal gland and an opened up third eye may play a big or key role into being able to actually leave your body. So that's another thing to think about. One sign to notice if you have an unbalanced or a blocked third eye chakra, maybe sometimes just like some discomfort here in the brow area. If you have a lack of sense of direction in your own life, if you lack intuition, you're kind of bearing less, right? That can be a sign. If you live in fear, that's another sign. If you're unable to visualize or have a very big lack of imagination, or you're a very imaginative person before, and then all of a sudden your imagination is gone, that may be an actual sign of an unbalanced third eye. Depression, if you have migraines, a lot of headaches. If you have any problems with your eyes whatsoever, that may be another sign. If you have some insomnia, some nightmares, some difficulty remembering your dreams, or if you all of a sudden cannot lucid dream anymore and you were able to before, unable to see the truth or unable to see past illusions. So if you only stay on the 3D plane, let's say, and only believes only in the 3D, and you don't believe, in life after death, you don't believe or you don't know that there's more than this 3D world. If you only believe that all this world is, the 3D reality is all there is, then there's a good chance your third eye might be blocked too, because that connection with the universe has been severed. So another trick as well is if you're disconnected with the universe. So you're always on the defensive, you're always picking fights with everybody, left and right. And if you're always using older, primal natures, when you decide to only use more the reptilian part of our brains, right? The older system, the one that only keeps us in lower emotions like fear, anger, violence, and all that stuff. That may be a sign as well. Now the last sign that your third eye may be closed is that you don't have any psychic abilities whatsoever. You don't believe they exist. The thing is that we all have these psychic abilities. Some have certain gifts more than others, but we all have some innate intuition. We all have some sort of inner psychic abilities with different attributes. We just have to explore them as well. You want to develop that, inner sensibility and just inner perception and wisdom. So yeah, so now let's talk about many different things that you can do to actually open that third eye. You might start to, let's say, so the first trick would be to start to focus, decalcify that pineal gland first, right? That's very important. That you got to constantly detox that pineal gland, otherwise, and you got to remove all the, the toxins like fluoride from your drinking water and your toothpaste if you actually, want to make any progress in that regard. You got to remove the actual problem from source. So that's the first step. After that, while you can work on your third eye through many different things, you can meditate and focus on your third eye right here, right between your eyebrows. You kind of focus there. So you focus your attention right there. And what will happen is that you'll start to, at first, sometimes you'll feel like some little tingling, right, in your prefrontal cortex. And that's completely normal. And you might feel, some tension, some vibration going there, and that's totally normal. Is because you're slowly opening that third eye. And when you start to working on these things and decalcifying your pineal gland, opening up your third eye, well, you're going to feel a lot of tension. You're going to feel a lot of different things. Uncomfortableness, right? Like any detox. Whenever you detox, toxins come out of your body, and as they come out, you feel them, right? Before they leave your body. So you might feel slightly uncomfortable. Same thing happens energetically with your soul. So as you're working up on clearing all those negative energies, opening up those energy centers within your soul, well, you're going to purge negative energies as well. Guess what happens when that happens? So guess what happens when in this situation? Well, all sorts of negative stuff will come to the surface, right? And you will have to experience them. Like any emotion you want to stop thinking about, you got to feel it and then release it, right? Same thing happens energetically. So you might start to feel some headaches. You might start to feel, you might start to getting some sort of physical visualizations and pictures popping up in your mind all of a sudden that you did not have before. You might start to get downloads from the universe, like I like to call them. Just insights from the universe, right? When you open your third eye, you always feel in the deepest core of your being that you're slowly transforming on the fundamental level. You really feel like something has changed. That's because you're opening up that center of intuition and you start to understand a lot of different things. Knowledge just starts to pop out of nowhere. You already have the knowledge inside of you because everything's a reflection. The outside world is the inside world. The inside world is the outside world. That's what duality is all about. If you want it to exist. When you open your third eye, you might start to feel like you're getting a bit more sensitive with colors, or colors will feel a bit brighter. Your sense of perception is going to differ slightly in a good way. There's something to be very careful though when you open your third eye, and I want to warn you guys, is that you really got to be careful, okay? Because you're going to get all these surge, all these new things, all these new feelings, all this, this new transformation happening in your life. And it might feel extremely overwhelming. So you got to be very careful. You got to ground yourself more when that happens. That happened to me 6 years ago, and I was all over the place, completely all over the place. Okay, and after that, I kind of learned to center myself a little bit more as well. But yeah, it can be very debilitating at first when you start to opening up those chakras, especially the third eye, extremely powerful one. Is going to completely change your life for the better, because your sense of inner knowing is just growing exponentially. You start to understand so many different things that you didn't believe before. You start to see things that you didn't see before. Okay, so you know when I meant that, like, you know, the third eye will, you know, be connected with a lot of wisdom and everything, I meant wisdom indirectly, in the sense that, like, you increase your perception, you increase your intuition, and indirectly through that through that extra intuition that you gain from it, you actually gain wisdom. You gain some sort of knowledge. But a lot of the divine knowledge, like I said in my previous video on the crown chakra, is going to be coming from there mostly. You know, from the actual bigger bridge, you know, from like, you know, from the top of her head and the external, you know. You understand other things, other subtle things that you wouldn't see with your normal two eyes. So you become more, your perception increases, right? So your perception increases. And as your perception increases, you start to see other things that, you know, feelings, energies, stuff like that, with your intuition. You can read people easier. To be honest, like once you work on your third eye and your intuition and all that stuff, then you're in a room or with some friends or whatever, and it's easy. You can read people, like, you know, like super easy. Not always, but it's a lot easier to read people. You understand a lot of the patterns. That comes with awareness as well in general. You increase your awareness, and then you start to be aware of a lot of other things you weren't aware before, and you're aware of, you know, more of the world around you as you become more aware of the world inside of you, because both of them are connected. And when I meant that, you know, everything was duality as well, that's my other point I wanted to add, is that, you know, the inner world is the outside world, and the outside world is the inside world. Well, the perceived outside world is a reflection of the inside world. Not necessarily all of the external world is all of a reflection of the inside world, because the external world is going to be a reflection of the collective consciousness inside world. So I think that's a lot more of a thorough explanation for you guys. And another thing that's very important, and be very careful about it, is as you're decalcifying your pineal gland, as you're opening up your third eye, well, you got to make sure that you got to be careful to not let your ego grow too much too, because what happens is that you start to get all this new knowledge, but you don't, that can be a very big trick with the ego, and you got to be careful not feeding it too much too, because it might blind you, actually getting all this new knowledge and everything, and that might actually blind you into thinking that you're superior than everybody else. But you're not. We're all equal. We're all the same. I'm just a guy that had some experiences before, and I just want to share with you guys to actually help improve your life. And I want to show you guys my own life journey, what happened to me, right? So yeah, the more you do all these transformations is going to transform your life dramatically, and you just got to be ready. So that's my point only. Okay, my friends, so now let's talk about all the different ways that you can actually open your third eye, right? So first one, decalcifying your pineal gland, like I said earlier, right? I got the video right just for that. After that, what you could do is focus right here between your eyebrows, like I just said. After that, having a lot of sunlight, going in the sun, that's going to help to decalcify that pineal gland. It's going to help to loosen all that calcium around that organ of the pineal gland. A lot of people are saying, oh no, don't sun gaze and everything, it damages your eyes and everything. But if you're careful, if you do it, you know, before dusk, if you do it like, you know, early during the day, and you do it gradually, slowly, sometimes some people will sun gaze only for a few seconds and do it more and more and more, and they get direct download from the universe, and it can be quite intense sometimes. So sun gazing is another trick, but be very careful, make your own research on this, not medical information here. Other tricks to actually opening up your third eye would be just meditation, just basically meditation, focusing on your chakras and everything. Detoxifying your body, practicing earthing, getting your feet touching the actual dirt on the ground can help to heal your body and, favor opening up your third eye. Also, there's so many different videos you can actually write third eye frequency or third eye activation or whatever on YouTube. There's plenty of videos you can actually go and watch, and it might actually help to at least shaken that third eye, right? And kind of like open it a little bit. Or just like opening it right open temporarily sometimes. It always depends on the environment, how many toxins you have in your body, how much detox and everything. It's a combination of many different factors. And the last one, and very important one, to go and practice yoga if you're interested. They have so many different poses with their hands and everything. Okay, I'm not like a big expert on yoga. At some point, I really want to dive deeper into it and show you guys some things about that. But maybe that's a bit further down the road. So yeah, if you are interested in opening your third eye and stuff like that, maybe go to your local yoga center, and they might actually give you a lot of different tricks to actually do that as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today, my friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I am extremely passionate about this subject. The third eye is the thing that got me, started to this whole spiritual journey and actually completely changed my life for the better. And yeah, so whatever you want to believe in this or not, that's always your choice. But once you start experiencing this kind of things, and wisdom and intuition and everything, and you start to pick up on energies, like there's no denying that it's real when you actually experience it for yourself. So always keep an open mind, my friends, and maybe, just maybe, all these chakras, all these energy centers, they might play a big factor into helping improve your life as well. There's so many different methods of well-being, and opening your third eye and opening up your chakras is just one of them. So anyways, my friends, have a great day, sending much love your way, and namaste.